Welcome to another session of our Mass Effect 1 playthrough. We're here on the bridge where we're going to read the remaining codexes so we can finally be done with those and not have to do those. And then we're going to get started with our day. We're going to do planet exploration, side missions, all the good stuff. So let's jump right into it. I know I'm late, but let's do it. We've got a bunch of maybe like 5 or 6 non-council races to learn about. They're ones that we've already seen, so I don't think it's going to tell us anything we didn't already know, but we're just going to go ahead and go through with it because the only thing in planet and locations is Vermeer. We'll just start with that. Remingtons, what's up, buddy? I was beginning to think I'd have to find something else to do. Yeah, sorry about being late. A lot later than usual, but it's fine. We're only going to do side stuff today, so you wouldn't have missed too much.
In the early 2160s,
Hanar.
began. The Hanar are a citadel species known for excessive politeness. They speak with scrupulous precision and take offense at improper language. Hanar that expect to deal with other species take special courses to help them unlearn their tendency to take offense at improper speech. All Hanar have 2 names. The face name is known to the world. The soul name is kept for use among close friends and relations.
Drop frames.
Hanar never refer to themselves in the first person in conversation with someone they know on a face name basis. To do so is considered egotistical, so instead they refer to themselves as this one, or the impersonal it. Their homeworld, Kaje, has 90% ocean cover and orbits an energetic white star, resulting in a permanent blanket of cloud. Due to the presence of Prothean ruins on the world, many Hanar worship them, and Hanar myths often speak of an elder race that civilized them by teaching them language.
Jellyfish. Okay, so we're up to 900 drop frames. Just as long as it doesn't continue, we're fine, but... Anyways, Keepers, Krogan, and Quarians, and Volus are the only ones left. So let's read through these, and we'll get started.
When the Asari discovered the Citadel, they also discovered the Keepers, a docile, multi-limbed insect race that seemingly exists only to maintain and repair the Great Prothean Station. Early attempts to communicate with or study the Keepers were failures, and it is now illegal to interfere with or impede Keeper activity. Because they are completely non-threatening, Keepers have become virtually invisible to everyone else. Similarly, they seem indifferent to other species, except for their tendency to help new arrivals integrate themselves into the Citadel. No matter how many Keepers die due to old age, violence, or accident, they maintain a constant number. No one has discovered the source of new Keepers, but some hypothesize they are genetic constructs. Biological androids created somewhere deep in the inaccessible core of the Citadel itself.
Who would want to hurt the Keepers? Who would want to inflict violence on the Keepers? They're just minding their own business, man. Krogan.
The Krogan evolved in a hostile and vicious environment. Until the invention of gunpowder weapons, eaten by predators was still the #1 cause of Krogan fatalities. Afterwards, it was death by gunshot. When the Solarians discovered them, the Krogan were a brutal, primitive species, struggling to survive a self-inflicted nuclear winter. The Solarians culturally uplifted them, teaching them to use and build modern technology, so they could serve as soldiers in the Rachni War. Liberated from the harsh conditions of their homeworld, the quick-breeding Krogan experienced an unprecedented population explosion. They began to colonize nearby worlds, even though these worlds were already inhabited. The Krogan rebellions lasted nearly a century, only ending when the Turians unleashed the Genophage, a Solarian-developed bioweapon that crushed all Krogan resistance. The Genophage makes only 1 in 1,000 pregnancies viable, and today the Krogan are a slowly dying breed. Understandably, the Krogan harbor a grudge against all other species, especially the Turians.
Yep. Although I haven't seen Rex and Garrus get into it yet, which is good. So they're getting along. Remington says, probably space monkey murderers. Space monkeys.
Driven from their home system by the Geth nearly 3 centuries ago, most Quarians now live aboard the Migrant Fleet, a flotilla of 50,000 vessels ranging in size from passenger shuttles to mobile space stations. Home to 17 million Quarians, the flotilla understandably has scarce resources.
17 million?
Because of this, each Quarian must go on a rite of passage known as the Pilgrimage when they come of age. They leave the fleet and only return once they have found something of value they can bring back to their people. Other species tend to look down on the Quarians for creating the Geth and for the negative impact their fleet has when it enters a system. This has led to many myths and rumors about the Quarians, including the belief that underneath their clothes and breathing masks, they are actually cybernetic creatures, a combination of organic and synthetic parts.
Oh, really? All right, last one, Volus, and then we're done.
The Volus are a member species of the Citadel with their own embassy, but they are also a client race of the Turians. Centuries ago, they were voluntarily absorbed into the hierarchy, effectively trading their mercantile prowess for Turian military protection. Erun, their homeworld, lies far beyond the normal life zone of its star. However, the world has a high-pressure greenhouse atmosphere that traps enough heat to support an ammonia-based biochemistry. As a result, the Volus must wear pressure suits and breathers when dealing with other species, as conventional nitrogen-oxygen air mixtures are poisonous to them, and in the low-pressure atmospheres tolerable to most species, their flesh will actually split open.
Whoa.
Volus culture is tribal, bartering lands and even people to gain status. This culture of exchange inclines them to economic pursuits. It was the Volus who authored the Unified Banking Act, and they continue to monitor and balance the Citadel economy.
There you go, Volus. All right. So the only thing that's left is Vermeer, which we'll read when we get ready to do that mission. Probably won't be today, may not even be tomorrow, we'll see. And then, so from now on, anytime we get the notification there is something new in the Codex, we will immediately read that, or skim through it or whatever. All right. So, something I did this morning is I loaded up the game and I looked at all of the galaxy map. I went to every cluster to see which ones we have done and which ones we have not done. So for this first bit, we're gonna go return to planets that we have already been to. There's 3 of them that we need to go to that we did not get the minerals on there. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then we will start doing some side quests that are in some clusters we haven't been to yet. So pretty good stuff. I think there's one here, a planet that we did not go to, or something of this sort. I wrote it down in my notes, so we'll check that out in a second. Guy Fury, what's up, buddy? How did I only just notice you're wearing the Back to the Future t-shirt? Nice choice. Thanks, man. Yeah, apparently my green screen thinks the color yellow is green. I don't know why, but awesome. Awesome movies, the best. All right. So, Artemis Toe has asteroids and minerals that I did not grab. So, I'm not sure where. I didn't write down the specific system. So, I'm gonna have to see which planets sound familiar. Oh yeah, I forgot there's some asteroids that we didn't scan as well. The asteroids are pretty easy to see. Just, you know, the rocky circles around things. But I haven't been paying attention to that, so there's some that we missed and we need to go back and get. Prothean data disk recovered. While scanning the asteroid field in the Sparta system, you found signs of habitation. A recon team was sent to investigate one of the larger asteroids. The rock had a small functioning biodome, but no sign of anyone still living there. There was, however, a data console with an intact Prothean data disk inside. Awesome. We got that. Yeah, okay, that's a planet that we need to go to that has like a couple minerals that we didn't get, so we'll have to do those. So I imagine like the next 20 minutes or so is going to be pretty much me just going back to 3 planets that we didn't get the minerals on. There's no asteroids there. Before we start doing new side quests and planets we haven't been to yet. But I had been meaning to check out all the clusters and see which ones we've cleared completely, which ones we haven't. So I did that this morning, so we're good to go on that, which is nice. This is Edolus. So by looking at our map here, there's only 3 things that we saw. There's actually a lot more here. There's actually 3 things down here. So we're gonna grab these minerals. The minerals are for one of the quests that we have to collect things. Not only that, but they're gonna give us credits. So more credits the better. But yesterday we finished up Pharos, which was one of the main missions. Had a good time on that. The ending was pretty cool. And I'm excited to see the other main missions we have left to do. The next one we have to do right now is Vermeer. And when you start Vermeer, a lot of things start happening. Basically, when you start doing Vermeer, you kind of are committing to the end of the game. In Mass Effect 1 is pretty short if you just do main missions and don't even do side missions and stuff. So,
Enemy sighted.
enemies. There's no enemies here.
They're clear.
But what we've been doing is planet exploration, a bunch of side quests. So it's been taking us a little bit longer as I flip completely there. But yeah, basically when you start doing Vermeer, it's kind of like the game thrusts you towards endgame stuff, and you won't be able to do side missions anymore, stuff like that. So I'd rather wrap most of the stuff up before we start that, because when we go back to doing main missions, that's pretty much all we're going to do until the end of the game. I'm excited to do the main missions, but I'm also excited to see some of these planets, because when I played this game a long time ago, I did not do everything like I am right now. And honestly, when I started the game like 2 weeks ago or whatever, I wasn't sure if I was gonna do everything, but I've been having a lot of fun, so it's kind of like, let's just go ahead and do everything, because we're already invested in this game and everything. In the side quests in Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, I don't think there's nearly as many as this. But I mean, there might be, I don't remember. But you definitely don't do missions like this in those games, so we'll just enjoy it. And I don't know, depending on how much we get done today, maybe we'll do Burmeyer tomorrow, but I kind of doubt that. There's just so much that we have to do. It's insane. Okay, so let's take a look at the map again. 1, 2 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's 4 on this? Burning Grizzly. There's something over here that's like a vehicle or something. Burmeyer has the same number of letters as Reapers. Uh-oh. The Illuminati. What, Remingtons, what made you think about that? Is just, are Reapers just on your mind all the time? I don't think there's any loot here. But yeah. Okay, so this thing is done. There's a couple of other planets on here, maybe? Maybe that, I think that was the only planet in this system. There might be another asteroid in another system. So let's just double check real quick. And then we got 2 more planets to return to, and then we can get started with brand new stuff. Oh, metallic asteroid. Titanium. Does anyone need titanium? Charlaja, I'm pretty sure we checked that place. I don't think that was one of the places that we needed to do. Maybe it was, I don't know. Let's go ahead and land here real quick and see. And I'll compare that map to mine. I think we might have done everything here. Let me see. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, actually, no. There's actually a couple down here. There's one like about here. So let's go do that one. I'm just good at catching on to foreshadowing. Indeed you are, friend. Yeah. The stuff starts happening on Vermeer, and everything after that is pretty amazing. The one thing that I hate about the way that I play games sometimes is when you have games that have good story, and then they have also all these side quests. Now, all these side quests and planet exploration things, they don't really add to the story. There's a couple of cool things on some of the planets, but I just hate, like, kind of messing up the flow of the main story by spending so much time doing side quest stuff. We're like, okay, we'll do main story, and then followed by, like, 8 hours of side quest stuff before we return to doing story stuff. I think I gotta find a better way to balance the two. I mean, we did main story stuff yesterday, but still, like, the story is starting to get really good, and I'm kind of delaying it by having to do exploration and side missions, which kind of sucks, but I don't know. I don't know if there's truly a way to balance main story and side missions and stuff, but I don't know. Let's see. Dave Nation, what's up, buddy? That's what That's what we love about Mass Effect, though, right? Getting lost in side stuff. Yeah. There's too much side stuff, but most of the stuff here is kind of the same. It doesn't really add too much to the story, but there's a couple of cool things that we've come across. Like yesterday we came across this like Prothean ball thing that had like 3 paragraphs of story, which was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun with that. Okay.
Heading to position.
Let's grab this uranium. There we go. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is that 4th thing? It's always number 4. What is that? Oh, the song thing? Okay, that's fine. Alright, so this planet is done. Let's go ahead and get out of here. There was one more planet that we needed to go to, and I think it's in a different system. So let's go ahead and save it, and then we'll look at the other planets real quick, and I'll catch up with chat in a moment. It's good to see all of you in chats. Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate it. Dun, 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 dun. Let me just double check and see if we've got any other planets we need to go to here. Not seeing any asteroids there. Solmus, Pharos. What was the planet here? I don't know which planet. Oh, maybe there wasn't a planet here. Oh, that's all been surveyed. Oh, I guess there wasn't a planet here. That kind of sucks. And we checked the asteroid field, so we're good there. I think this was where Liara was, so I don't think there's anything here. But we'll double check, and then this cluster will be done. Ooh, an asteroid here. Platinum. Armini, Therum. Yeah, okay, so we've already been here. We've already checked this stuff out. Let's check out this long asteroid thing here. And then we'll get a move on. Oh, nice. There was 2 asteroids here. Scans of the asteroid field in the Gnosis system reveal some strange readings. Upon closer inspection, Navigator presently discovered the remains of an abandoned Solarian fighter. The only thing of interest was a League of One medallion. The League of One was I think it was a Solarian, like, assassin group, I think? Yes, it turns out Solarians are sneaky and assassins. I read something like that in the secondary Codex thing. But yeah. Okay, so this system is done. Next one is Armstrong Nebula, which had an asteroid in one of its things. In the Grissom system. Alright, let me catch up with chat here, guys. Apologies for being so delayed on it. I'm just trying to get through this real fast before we start getting into side quests. If you think this is too much, you just wait until Mass Effect Andromeda. Oh, dude. Mass Effect Andromeda is going to be like Witcher 3 all over again. Guy Fury says, if it's feeling a bit tedious, maybe do some planet explorations and stuff like that off screen. Keeps that good side quest and main quest for the camera. That's true. That is pretty true. It is Mass Effect 1 though, so there is tons to do. Yeah, I've thought about doing planet exploration, but most times the planets have some quest involved in it, so I can't really do that off stream. That's a good idea. Remington says it's more of a design issue, not having post endgame. Not like they didn't expect RPG players to want to 100% everything. Yeah. So in this area, there's an asteroid that we need to uncover. I don't know where that is, though. Right there. Dun, 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 dun. Nothing there. But yeah, I don't remember Mass Effect 2 and 3 being like this annoying when it comes to doing stuff here. Okay, next one is Kelper Verge. There's an asteroid and a planet that we didn't get the minerals on. So this is the last section here. And then we can get started. I probably could have just did this stuff off stream this morning, but I think this was the planet that we didn't get minerals on. Let's go do that. This one is called Onatron or something. Onatron. So we'll grab the minerals here. The other system has an asteroid. We'll check that, and then we'll back out. We'll pick a side quest and go to a cluster we haven't been to. All that stuff will be good. So there's usually like 3 minerals here. 1, 2. Minerals are down here. So let's go that way. Whoops. Remington's ask, are other Mass Effects the same, by the way? Points of no return type of deal? Yeah. Yep, that's kind of one of the things that annoys me about games that do that is you progress so far into the story that there's like, okay, once you start this mission, you can't do anything else but finish the game. And all Mass Effect games do that. But like I said, I don't know how much side stuff there is in Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, because it's not like this where there's tons of side missions and you got to go to different planets and stuff. It's not like that at all. So all the side quests should be fairly easy for us to do in those games. But yeah, they all have the deal of you start this mission and, well, can't do anything else. Crap, we gotta go like all the way up there. Well, let's see if we can get up here. That was like the same thing that happened to us when we were doing our Witcher 3 Blood and Wine playthrough before starting Mass Effect. There was still tons of points of interest on the map and side quests that I wanted to do. But I was on a quest that was like pretty much point of no return, which kind of sucked. What is this thing? Oh my god, what is this? It's got, not only does it have 4 legs, it also has 2 arms, a tail. What the heck is this thing? What do they call this? Guys, they call this a space cow. This is called a space cow, apparently. I don't see any things for milk, but apparently it's a space cow. All right. So yesterday we saw space monkeys, and today we saw space cows. Can honestly say I've never seen space cows before. All right, and the other is right over here. Back out here. Oh god, don't hit that. I don't want to get renegade points for killing animals. And I thought they weren't trying with the monkeys. Those Remingtons. I think if you were to look it up on the wiki, because I looked up space monkeys yesterday, they actually have a name. But in this game, I don't think it's mentioned what that name is. They just refer to them as space monkeys in this game. So, probably, the space cow probably has a name, I just don't know what it is. Alright, so this is the last mineral we need to grab. Then in the other system, the Herschel system, there is a asteroid that we need to mine, and then we're done. Then we can pick out a side quest, which I kind of already know which one I want to do first. And then we'll do that, and everything will be brand new from here on out.
Moving out.
Grab that. 27,000 credits, so good. All right. Do. Herschel system, asteroid, and then side missions. Monkeys apparently are called Pyjaks, but cows don't have a name. Oh, okay. That sucks. Yeah, I knew about the monkey one because I saw that yesterday. When I was looking it up, when I was editing videos. Pretty cool. Plutonium, platinum. I think that was the only one. Alright, cool. Alright, so we're gonna back out. We're gonna take a look at our side missions here. Go ahead and save it so we don't have to do that again. You finished the planet Anaram? Yeah, we only needed to do the minerals on that planet. So all that stuff is done. I've taken